Because I must be completely honest with you, brother. There is no way back. Whether you like it or not, there is no way back. After you're swallowing so-called the red pill, there's no way back. There's no way back. After you start experimenting and you will become committed to this journey of self-improvement, of no-fap, of cold showers, of giving the best of yourself every single day that you can, elevating your standards, elevating your life, there's no way back, brothers. And this might be frightening you. And I'll be honest with you, this thing is frightening me. Because I'm finding myself on a Sunday before Santa, it's like the only thing I want to do is wake up, get my running session done, and get back to work. I want to read today more as I can. I want to work on the business process. I want to work on these things. And somehow I'm feeling strange because all these people out there are like in the Santa mood and everyone is like freaking hanging out over here. And I have a strange feeling because I do not feel like it. The only thing that I want to do is to work on myself, brother. This is the only thing that I want to do. And so this thing is frightening me a tiny bit because I clearly remember when I had these days when I just simply was like, man, like today I will have a chill day. I'll be just lying over there and just will be doing nothing and will be enjoying my life. Somehow I cannot do that because deep down inside I'm feeling that way I'd be wasting my time, you know? That way I'd be wasting my time. Somehow I'm setting some kind of standards for myself. So for example, no matter how I feel mentally, physically, I'm putting myself into these things that are elevating my soul, if you will. So I'm going out there for a running session, for example, and brothers and sisters, today I woke up with this huge resentment that I was like, man, like today I really want to do something, but something differently, you know, like I got enough of this business. I have this huge energy, this huge resentment. I just simply want this thing out of myself. And so what I found is that after I get into my running session, so therefore I could just clear my mind a tiny bit, is that this is it, like I have something to say every single time. There is no way back. I just have some kind of standards that I have to keep myself up to. And so this is what is happening when you're taking on this journey. It's like, before that, I've been used to, you know, like letting things go and, you know, just like being like, you know, like hasty and not making proper decisions and, you know, just like being very, or I would like to phrase it differently, having a huge feminine energy inside of me, if you will. So it's like uncertainty, I'm not sure about this thing, we'll be figuring this thing out tomorrow, so on and so forth. And so currently, all these things are bothering me. Like when I'm not able to move towards, and I'm not able to move on my path. If something or someone is in my path, I'm getting intolerant of that. I'm getting resentful about that. You know, it's like if like physically, spiritually, literally, like in every single sense. For example, like if someone is in my way when I'm running, you know, it's like I'm like, man, like out. This is just one example, you know. It's not being nice. But everything else, you know, in my business, if one subcontractor is like, man, like we cannot do, no, man, I don't care. We have to figure this thing out. We have to make this whole thing happen from this price, period. Like I don't care. Like we have to figure out a way how to do that thing. If you'll have to get the calls done on Monday and set up the inspections by Tuesday, then we'll be doing that thing. It's like I don't care what. Like I don't care what the price for that is. Like if we decided upon that thing, like, we'll be getting that thing done. And so, a big picture, this whole thing I would describe it as this intolerance towards this hastiness, towards this not being able to move. Like I cannot tolerate it in myself. I cannot really tolerate it in with the people who I am with. Like somehow I become this way. And I'll be honest with you, like this is not just because of me, because I woke up with a more resentful mood, but this is all the time. Like I'm feeling super bad when I'm feeling bad being nice. I'll be honest with you. I feeling I got to become feeling bad when I'm feeling nice, you know? For example, I got this super great conversation the other day with my brother, and after that I was like, man, like I've been feeling good, you know, like I'm not used to this thing. I'm not used to this thing. Somehow I do not feel good, you know? What I want to do is to get in the dark, you know, like get in the dark, you know, like do something that is hard, push it, work. And this is something that is happening on this journey, and not just with me, but like this is what I see with everyone, you know, like this is what I see with everyone. And so the point over here is that you also have to take this thing into consideration, that there are not only upsides, but there are also downsides too. And you will be changing up, brother. You will be changing up, and you will have new standards. You will have new standards. You will be cutting out people from your life. And today morning I was wondering that, bro, like, why don't you have a social life? Like, why can't you live like every single one else in your age? Like, you know, like hanging out in university, starting a new job, all the shit. I'm like, man, like, I couldn't be doing that, because that way I would feel like I'm wasting time. I cannot do that. Somehow I cannot do that. Why am I this restless? Because this thing is inside of me every single time. Masculine energy which needed to be implied or needed to be channeled towards something that is creative. I cannot waste it, because I'm not allowing it to myself. Because now that I realized how it feels spiritually to my soul, to actually have this whole energy, and instead of jacking off to pornography or randomly wandering out in the town and partying and all that things, I'm not labeling anything. I'm just putting that inside of building up a business process, or reading, or like elevating this thing. Now that I experienced how does that feel like, I cannot go back. I cannot go back. And like, this is also making me find a bit strange, because I'd rather do not wake up and start my day hasty than I'd rather sleep an hour more if I need to rest my body, but I'll be starting my day hard and work out, do everything, rather than to wake up and be hasty all day. So this is something that I wanted to share with you, brothers, that many times I'm wondering about whether this thing is good or not. But the point is that this is part of the journey. Somehow you will become this intolerant. Somehow you will set up new standards. Somehow you will just simply get into a different place. Somehow the only thing that you want to do is to just simply give this thing out somehow. And once you've learned that you can give this thing out from yourself productively, then there is no way back. And so don't feel bad about yourself, brothers. Don't feel bad about yourselves. And especially not because of change. And don't feel bad about yourselves because you're going against society. And no one on this planet freaking Earth is telling to you that you're on the right path. Not your parents, not your friends, not anyone. And if you're on this path, then one thing is for sure. I do not know if you will succeed or not, whether your plan might be, or whether whichever direction you might be going towards that. But one point is sure, brother. You're creating something that no one freaking else is creating out there. And remember this, that pioneers wear arrows on their backs. just told you that I do not want to be nice, and I'm having a soul talk over here. So brothers and sisters, I'm wishing you to lean into this journey, and however you're feeling, just get deep into that. Get deep into that, because it does worth it. Love.